Your final thoughts before we get into the finals here, just briefly on the football season as we get set to wrap it up.
Well, you know, we talked earlier about this too, and I think what's happening is that, and you're seeing a good example of this in the state finals. I think you have the strong programs remaining strong. I think football, and this is kind of a downside to things, I think football's in trouble a little bit with the lack of participation in some schools. Some schools had to give up their programs. This is just, one example. A consortium scheduled a game with St. Mary's that was late in the summer for them to schedule. They couldn't play it. They didn't have enough players. That's just one example. But I think a lot of programs, Kurt Richardson will say that to me too about from Clarkston. He said, "Have you ever seen a JV football game, Tom?" And I said, "No, I don't really go see JV football games." He says it's bad. And the reason is its decline is the lack of participation. If you don't have enough kids, if you don't have 35 kids in a program, that's why I marvel at what Ithaca has done. They had 25, 26 kids in the program all season. And you can do that in the smaller schools. You wouldn't be able to get that away with that in Division II or Division III or obviously in one. But I think football's in trouble. I think you see the same old faces. You're seeing West Catholic, you're seeing Loyola, you're seeing Ishpeming, you're seeing the same old. And that's why I'm kind of liking Saline, what they're doing. They're building something really good out there in Washtenaw County. That's the first team that's made it this far since the Pioneer days. But, we have to look at the next few years what's going to happen with participation. And part of that is the concussion thing that happens and parents being concerned with their children and being injured in that nature. So I know it's a little downer here for Thanksgiving, but I think that's something we're going to have to look at in the next 5 years, what's going to happen in high school football.
Right, yeah, the Salines and the Mona Shores stories,
yeah, we
just don't see enough.
No, right.
And we used to see that more often.
I think we should. We used to see a lot of those different teams. And remember, we used to see East Grand Rapids and St. Mary's. It seems like, okay, they're going to get out of their division, they're going to get out of their side. But
that's true.
I think you're just seeing more of the same. I don't think, like the strong programs will always remain strong. The Mendons for lower, the lower divisions, Ishpeming and just some others. Beale City is always there. But I think some other schools or other programs might be in trouble in the next few years.
Well, we shall see. It's always interesting, and
it's going to have to work harder and get those kids out of the halls to play, compete in sports.
That's right. It's going to be a great weekend. We'll have a special version of The Buzz next week to talk about everything that happened at Ford Field this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving.